All right, everyone, welcome to step one, which is knowing yourself. And the very first part of this is what's really running your love life. I can imagine there's some of you thinking, all right, why are we starting here? Why are we not talking about profiles? Why are we not talking about what we want? Some of the things that goes wrong. And the simple answer is this. Most people think that their dating choices are conscious, and the truth is they're not. Modern neuroscience has shown that our brain can make decisions for us on our behalf up to 8 seconds before you're even aware of it. That's just absolutely crazy when you think about it. So there's a part of you that's deciding how you're going to behave, how you're going to act, what you like, what you don't, before you even have a say in it. Right? That's absolutely incredible. And what that means in the dating world, and it's not always the case, but many times, when you think I'm choosing this person, I'm not feeling it, there's no chemistry, whatever your first initial reactions are to someone, it's basically how your survival brain is reacting to it. It's a gut feel in your mind, but the truth is it's something very deep-seated based on your past. Your brain pulls the trigger on many situations based on the past pain that you've experienced, any stored emotion you have, and your survival wiring, right? Now, why? Because we are wired for safety, not happiness. Our brains have evolved to keep us alive, not whether we have a high quality of life, not whether we're happy, in love, all these things that we want now, because back then that wasn't something we needed to worry about. The only reason we're alive today as a species is because of this incredible piece of software called our amygdala, right? That's your survival brain. That piece of machinery, that piece of kit, whatever you want to call it, has kept us alive by basically allowing us to react to things faster than we can think. Your amygdala, survival brain, can actually process information 4 times faster than you can blink. A great example of this, it happened in this room actually, a while ago. I walked into a room and I knew there was a spider on the wall. I hadn't even seen it, right? When I say I hadn't even seen it, like it was in the corner of my eyes, in that corner there. And then I turned around, it was a big, big spider, right? We're evolved for that. We're evolved to spot threats. We're evolved to focus on whatever it takes to stay alive. Now, think of it this way, though. Your brain believes anything that you've done in the past and you're still alive from is a good response. So when you've been in relationships that maybe they weren't good for you, they weren't fulfilling, they weren't ideal, but you're still living and breathing, it thinks that's a valid response, right? That's all it cares about, what's going to keep us alive today. And so when you go to meet someone who's not familiar, someone who's maybe secure, you might find them boring. When you don't get the sparks initially, you'd be like, what's that about? It's because it's different to what you know. And when it's different, your brain's thinking, why do I want to go there when I can go with something I know is going to keep me alive? I know how it's going to be. It's safe. It's certain. Not good for me, but it's safe and certain. So the big idea in neuroscience at the moment is this concept of free will is actually a lie. What we don't have is free will. What we do have is something called free won't. So your brain is automatically responding at all times to certain things. We can't always do anything about that, the initial response, but what we can do is learn what those responses are and then actually intervene and say, all right, hang on, that's not good. I want to choose something else. And over time, you can start to replace the default responses. So we call this free won't. I'm not going to do that. And then over time, I'm going to do something different. Difficult ideas for a lot of people to get their heads around, but really just absorb this. So much of who you are as a person, so much of the choices you make, what you do, isn't based on what you want. It's based on what your brain thinks will keep you alive, what is safe, what is certain, what's worked in the past that's led you to this moment. Okay, not what's happy for you, what's good for your fulfillment. So every experience you've had in the past, even if painful ones, has helped you build a library of saved rules. Okay, think of this as hashtags almost inside of your brain. And these saved rules are the things that are guiding your decisions in any area of life, but especially in your personal relationships and dating. So something like love has to be earned, men leave, don't be too much, I have to fix things, okay? If I don't stay chill, they'll leave. Butterflies equals love, right? Yeah, this is just examples, they're not exhaustive lists, but your brain has a list of rules inside of it that are dictating how you show up and behave in love. And so part of why we're starting here is we want to uncover those rules, our beliefs, because they essentially create a certain set of results predictably. And I'm guessing you're here because you want to change that. So until we make these rules visible, they run the show without your permission. That's why we start here. We're not starting with red flags, profile optimization even, or texting strategies. We are absolutely starting with the base stuff that's going to really impact who we are, who we show up as, and what we behave, how we behave, so we can actually change that for the better. We start with the operating system, and obviously what we're going to be focusing on massively is changing all of this. But that's just a little intro into why we start here. So if you've got any questions around that, let me know. But really the fundamental truth is you're behaving in a certain way because of what you've learned, because of your survival brain. We have to be here first in order to make significant changes in your life in any area. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you have any resistance to this, if you're blown away by it. But until then, just sit with that idea and then we'll move on to the next lesson.